Get ready for the dictation in 3, 2, 1, start. Power vested in a functionary like the Election Commission is a trust, and in view of the same having been vested in high functionary can be expected to be discharged reasonably with objectivity and independence and in accordance with law. Stop. The possibility, however, cannot be ruled out where the repository of power may act in breach of law or arbitrarily or malafide. Stop. A dispute raised may not amount to calling in question an election if it subserves the progress of the election and facilitates the completion of the election. Stop. The Election Commission may pass an order which, far from accomplishing and completing the process of election, may thwart the course of the election, and such a step may be wholly unwarranted by the Constitution and wholly unsustainable under the law. Stop. In Mohinder Singh Gill case, this court gives an example bracket wide para 34 bracket close. Stop. Say after the president notifies the nation on the holding of elections under section 15 and the commissioner publishes the calendar for the poll under section 30, if the latter orders returning officers to accept only one nomination or only those which come from one party as distinguished from other parties or independents, which order would have the effect of preventing an election and not promoting it. The court's intervention in such a case will facilitate the flow and not stop the election stream. Stop para. A third category is not far to visualize. Stop. Under section 81 of the Representation of the People Act 1951, an election petition cannot be filed before the date of election, that is, the date on which the returned candidates is declared elected. Stop. During the process of election, something may have happened which would provide a good ground for the election being set aside. Stop. Purity of election process has to be preserved. Stop. One of the means for achieving this end is to deprive a returned candidate of the success secured by him by resorting to means and methods falling foul of the law of elections. Stop. But by the time the election petition may be filed and judicial assistance secured, material evidence may be lost. Stop. Before the result of the election is declared, assistance of court may be urgently and immediately needed to preserve the evidence without in any manner intermeddling with or thwarting the progress of election. Stop. So also there may be cases where the relief sought for may not interfere or intermeddle with the process of the election, but the jurisdiction of the court is sought to be invoked for correcting the process of election, taking care of such aberrations as can be taken care of only at the moment, failing which the flowing stream of election process may either stop or break its bounds, and spill over. Stop. The relief sought for is to let the election process proceed in conformity with law and the facts and circumstances be such that the wrong done shall not be undone after the result of the election has been announced, subject to overriding consideration that the court's intervention shall not interrupt, delay, or postpone the ongoing election proceedings. Stop. The facts of the case at hand provide one such illustration with which we shall deal with a little later. Stop. We proceed to refer a few other decided cases of this court cited at the bar. Stop. Para. Election disputes are not just private civil disputes between two parties. Stop. Though there is an individual or a few individuals arrayed as parties before the court, but the stakes of the constituency as a whole are on trial. Stop. Whichever way the list terminates, it affects the fate of the constituency and the citizens generally. Stop. A conscientious approach with overriding consideration for welfare of the constituency and strengthening the democracy is called for. Stop. Neither turning a blind eye to the controversies which have arisen nor assuming a role of over enthusiastic activist would do. Stop. The two extremes have to be avoided in dealing with election disputes. Stop. Thank you.